You know it's going to be a good day when there's actually Murder Drones news to talk about. With the show having finished a year ago, it's really funny to look back on how people were reacting and were all doom and gloom, saying that the Murder Drones fandom was no more and that Glitch would just completely forget about the series, with it eventually fading into obscurity. Clearly, that has not happened. With things like new merch drops on both the official Glitch store as well as in Hot Topic, and the fact that Murder Drones is still being represented in nearly all of the company's promotional material, even more so than the Gaslight District, with it being the newer show. Glitch still very much cares about Murder Drones, and their newest collaboration is a prime example of that. A couple months ago, I talked about how Glitch is partnering with Oni Press to create a Murder Drones graphic novel. Well, we recently got some brand new information that really gives us a better idea of what we can expect going into it. I also really hope you guys like me continuing Murder Drones content on the channel. Even with no more new episodes releasing, it still feels really nice to connect with the community. So hey, if you want to see even more Murder Drones content, subscribing and hitting that bell would be amazing, and really help support me. Over on Wyatt Kennedy's official blog, which I'll be leaving a link to in the description, he actually has a portion dedicated to the Murder Drones graphic novel, which has a Kickstarter page that you can go to right now. Please check it out and show your support. I'll also be leaving a link to the Kickstarter in the description. But if we scroll down a little bit, we actually get a tiny bit of new information about the graphic novel. A handful of months ago, the kind folks at Oni asked me if I wanted to work with them on an adaptation of a beloved web series, and I said, sure, why not? Now it's been officially announced that I'll be writing a 6-issue miniseries adaptation of the Glitch Studio series Murder Drones, with art by the incredible Jo Ming Gyang, which I really hope I pronounced that right, but knowing me, I probably butchered it, so apologies. You may be asking yourself, but why though? And the answer is basically, it seemed like a fun idea at the time. So right off the bat, he confirmed that there will be 6 issues. So I'm really curious to see what they do with that, because, you know, there's 8 episodes of the show. Even if they were to do like 2 episodes per issue, that would be like 12 episodes, and that many episodes of Murder Drones does not exist. But there could potentially be a reason for this, which I will get to in just a moment as we continue reading. I've spent the last few years working on my own properties being adapted, and had to see the ups and downs of talking with people who either understood the material and wanted to honor it as closely as possible, or they couldn't wait to come in and radically change it because they thought they had a more interesting version. I'll be real with you, it's a very invasive feeling, but it's also important that an adaptation respect the medium it's being translated to. To any fans of the original series reading this, I'll be honest, this will not be a one-to-one adaptation. There will be changes, and I'm working with Glitch and Oni so that ultimately we're making something that newcomers can enjoy, but also providing a new experience for people who love the show. Hopefully you'll dig it. Okay, there is a lot to unravel here. So, as I mentioned before, this is going to be 6 issues, and I talked about, you know, how are they going to fill the gaps? You know, I'm sure you guys listened to me like 2 minutes ago talk about that, so I don't know why I'm being redundant, but I feel like this could all have something to do with the fact that it is not going to be a one-to-one adaptation. That is the one thing that really stood out to the Murder Drones community, because as much as I love Murder Drones, I think we can all agree that the writing could be done a little bit better if they had a little bit more time to flesh things out. But because it was only 8 episodes, in my honest opinion, I felt like, you know, the series should have been much longer. But with this not being a one-to-one adaptation, it makes me think that they are going to change certain things, maybe to make things flow a little bit better. For example, I know people rely on Murder Drone's intermission to be that kind of gap in between episode 4 and 5, but now with an official adaptation in graphic novel form, that could mean that they might actually show what happened in between those 2 episodes without us having to rely on fan material. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love a ton of the fan content in the Murder Drones community, but it is still nice that we are going to have something more official to latch onto rather than just relying on the fandom to kind of fill in those gaps, because unfortunately there are just some things in the series that I wish were explained a little bit better, but I feel like this is also an incredible opportunity for the writer Wyatt Kennedy to make certain changes while still respecting the source material, because obviously that's what he was talking about. But you know, I feel like Murder Drones is just one of those series where I wouldn't mind seeing a different take on it. I even made a video a while back talking about how some people thought that Murder Drones should be entirely remade from the ground up, but I do really hope that this comic not only fleshes certain story elements out, but also some of the interactions between characters, because I love the cast in Murder Drones, but I wish some of them interacted with each other more. Like, sure, we had a few interactions with Uzi and V throughout the series, but I want that expanded upon. Some of the side characters like Thad and Lizzie, hell, even Doll, who ended up being one of the main antagonists, not quite villain, but antagonists, I feel like they could do so much more to flesh that out. Now, this video isn't meant to be just a critique of Murder Drones writing, because, you know, this all comes from the heart. I still absolutely adore Murder Drones. I love this community, even though there are parts of the community that's a little bit questionable, but for the majority of the Murder Drones fandom, I absolutely adore it. So this is just me pretty much speaking directly from the heart. I don't think Murder Drones has the worst writing I've ever seen. I've seen shows with some pretty dog shit writing before, and I would say that Murder Drones does not even come close. I'm just very excited to see what Wyatt Kennedy brings to the table, along with Jo Ming-young. Again, I'm really sorry if I butchered that. Real quick, I would like to give a huge thanks to Sedita for sponsoring this video. As a content creator, finding the perfect desk to fit my needs can be challenging. However, I then discovered Sedita, a company that strives to bring you only the highest quality furniture, including a long list of desks perfect for content creators and people just looking for a new gaming setup. I can't forget to mention just how simple their products are to assemble. Within an hour, this bad boy was completed. This desk even comes with cabinets, a pegboard to hang anything you want, hooks to place your headphones, and even 5 full drawers. Click the link in the description to get $30 off your next order. And thank you, Sedita, once again for sponsoring this video. Do you think that this is going to be a worthy adaptation of Murder Drones, and will you be supporting the comic on Kickstarter? I believe you will be able to officially donate to it starting sometime later this month. I forgot the exact date, but I will of course keep you all updated on when the Kickstarter goes live. I will still of course be leaving a link in the description so that you can bookmark it for whenever the pre-orders go up. So yeah, keep on the lookout for that. But yeah, be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing. It really helps out a lot, especially if you want to see more Murder Drones content like this in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time guys, this is Inferno signing off.